And now for our next news special report.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bombshell tonight. The judge who handed down a staggering $454 million judgment against President Donald Trump is now under investigation. Allegations are swirling that Judge Arthur Engoron engaged in a secret conversation with a key lawyer before his ruling. Now, this isn't just a procedural misstep. This could change everything. So stay with us because you don't want to miss our final thought on why this matters for every American. And before we dive into today's report, let's talk about protecting your financial future. In times of uncertainty and volatile markets, gold has proven to be a reliable asset. With prices soaring, now is the perfect time to secure your wealth before it goes any higher. Bishop Gold Group, America's trusted precious metals dealer, they can help you convert your stocks and retirement funds into gold. Their experts will guide you through every step, ensuring that your investment is safe. Call the Bishop Gold Group at 877-343-9893 or simply visit the link down in the description, bishopgoldgroup.com/NNN for more information. Don't wait. Act now to safeguard your financial future with the stability of gold. The investigation into Judge Arthur Engoron, who presided over the former President Donald Trump's civil fraud trial, is a pivotal moment in this ongoing saga. Engoron is under scrutiny for allegedly having an unauthorized conversation with the New York real estate lawyer Adam Leitman Bailey prior to issuing a massive $454 million judgment against Trump. And this revelation has thrown the legitimacy of the entire trial into question. Bailey admitted in a television interview that he approached Judge Engoron to discuss a critical legal issue related to the trial, intending to influence the judge's understanding of the case. This kind of ex parte communication, where one party talks to the judge without the other party's knowledge, is strictly prohibited under New York's Judicial Conduct rules. Bailey's candid revelation has now sparked a full-blown ethics investigation. Watch.
This judge is applying the law properly, and I'm a big fan of this judge.
High-profile real estate attorney Adam Leitman Bailey told us he was so concerned about how the law was being applied in the Trump civil fraud case.
I saw him in the corner, and I told my clients I need to go.
He says he walked up to Judge Arthur Engoron in the courthouse to offer his advice.
I actually had the ability to speak to him 3 weeks ago. I wanted him to know what I think and why, because I really wanted to get it right.
That interview with News 4 was on February 16th. Judge Engoron's decision was due in 2 hours. We had asked Bailey for his expert analysis on the penalties Trump could face for fraudulently inflating the value of his assets. Bailey had been widely quoted in national news stories on the case. Bailey, who said he is no fan of Trump, was not involved in the civil case and is not connected to any of the 4 separate criminal cases against the former president. He said he knows the judge from having appeared before him as a litigant hundreds of times. Bailey said he explained to the judge his view that a fraud statute at issue in the case was not intended to be used to shut down a major company, especially in a case without clear victims. Bailey said such a ruling would hurt New York's economy. Judge Engoron had rejected a similar argument raised by the Trump team in court.
I explained to him my small-time law for small-time cases. He had a lot of questions, about certain cases. We went over it.
News 4 asked a spokesman for Judge Engoron whether the judge had spoken with Bailey about any legal issues surrounding the Trump civil fraud matter and whether the alleged interaction had been appropriate. The response? No ex parte conversation concerning this matter occurred between Justice Engoron and Mr. Bailey or any other person. The decision Justice Engoron issued February 16th was his alone, was deeply considered, and was wholly uninfluenced by this individual, said Al Baker, a spokesman for the New York State Office of Court Administration, in a written statement. In legalese, the term ex parte describes a communication between a party or their legal counsel and a judge about a pending case without all the parties present. Interactions with judges about their pending cases outside of official courtroom proceedings are governed by state legal conduct rules, which say a judge shall not initiate, permit, or consider ex parte communications or consider other communications made to the judge outside the presence of the parties or their lawyers. The rules do allow an exception to obtain the advice of a disinterested expert on the law if a judge gives notice to the parties in the case and gives them the opportunity to respond. The New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct will now consider whether the rules were violated in this instance, according to sources familiar with.
Wow. Oh, wow. So even though he had an unsolicited conversation, he is supposed to let the other attorneys know. And then he goes ahead and rules. Now, Engoron, who has publicly denied any improper conduct, now faces an inquiry by the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct. The commission is tasked with maintaining the integrity of the judicial system, and their investigation will scrutinize whether Engoron's actions compromise the fairness of the trial. The stakes are high, as any finding of misconduct could potentially overturn the judgment against Trump. Now, this trial, initiated by the Democrat Attorney General Letitia James, accused Trump of inflating the value of his real estate assets to obtain favorable loans. The case was always politically charged, with Trump supporters viewing it as another attempt to discredit him. Now, with the judge's conduct under the microscope, these accusations of a politically motivated judicial process gain even more weight. Engoron's ruling not only imposed a hefty financial penalty on Trump, but also ordered the rescission of several of his business licenses. This effectively paralyzes a significant portion of Trump's business operations. An appeals court has already stayed part of the ruling, allowing Trump to continue some of his business activities while the legal battles unfold. Now, the core of the scandal revolves around whether Bailey's conversation with Engoron influenced the trial's outcome. Bailey claimed he approached the judge to prevent a ruling that could devastate New York's economy. However, such justifications do not negate the clear violation of judicial conduct rules. Engoron's defense hinges on his assertion that his decision was made independently and was uninfluenced by Bailey or any other individual. Trump's legal team is poised to leverage this investigation to challenge the judgment. They argue that the alleged misconduct confirms their long-standing claims of bias and unfair treatment. Trump's principal lawyer, Chris Kise, emphasized that the definition of fraud used by Engoron in the case is flawed and could set a dangerous precedent. So this unfolding drama highlights broader concerns about the impartiality of the judiciary, especially in politically sensitive cases. The outcome of the ethics investigation could have far-reaching implications, not only for Trump's legal battles, but also for public confidence in the judicial system. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. It's time for my final thought. This investigation into Judge Engoron is about more than just one case. It strikes at the heart of our republic's justice system. If a judge can privately discuss a case and still rule, it threatens the fairness that we all rely on. The American people deserve a judicial system that upholds integrity and impartiality. As this investigation unfolds, it's crucial that we remain vigilant and we demand transparency and justice for all, regardless of political affiliation. As for Judge Engoron, yeah, good luck with that investigation, buddy.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.